Welcome everyone. Today I'm going to discuss about human identity and the technological relationship. Stethoscope significant and prominent tools in medical professions. No other symbol identities a doctor more than a stethoscopes. For centuries, physician relies on perceptions and occultation, listening to a chest sound and heartbeat by pressing the air to the chest. To assess cardiac health, invented by the Rene Lenesi in 1816. The stethoscope has become the singular symbols of physician and has become one of the most trusted tools that physicians use for physical diagnosis. A doctor, patients, and a hospital staff is grand round in 1920. Massive learning in 20th century. In the 20th century, the teacher was one of the control the access to information, and according we expect to the provided with the information we need to pass a series of assessment where we had to simply reconstruct knowledge and information without necessarily understand it. Our source of information were limited to book and videos. Today's teaching medicine's grocery changes, but in recent years, grand round have become didactic lectures focusing on technical aspects of the newest biomedical research. Patients have disappeared. If a case history is presented, it is usually as a brief synopsis, and the discussions rarely make even a passion reference to it. Passive teaching become active teaching. In the 21st century, the lecturers were mainly facilitators helping us to access and process information. The recognitions that each individual had a different learning styles and need. The focus is on what we know and learn rather than memorizing fact like how it was in 80s. Passive teaching becomes all the project carried out was based around researching on the digital tools and experimenting with them and compare and contrast different tool and theories and discuss and evaluations different sources. We took responsibility for our own learning. We construct our knowledge through collaborating with peers and lectures. What technology means? Technology is the making, modification, uses, and knowledge of tools, machines, techniques, craft, system, and methods of organization. In order to solve a problem, improve a pre-exist solutions to a problem, achieve a goal, handle and applied input and output relations, and perform a specific function. How technology changing our life? Over the last 5 years, technology has been rapidly changing and expanding in every field imaginable. Smartphones are now capable of acting as standalone computer devices that can take pictures, scratch the internet, sends emails and text messages, and yes, they even make phone calls. What technology means to medicines? Technology has changed our life in so many ways. It is hard to perceive. If you look in the field of medicine alone, technological advance have allowed doctor to treat disease and illness that were otherwise at one time fatal. We are better organized in lives. Technology is making our life easy. We are organized and fast with help of technology. It is helping us to discover and invent new things. Changing our culture. One way that technology has changed our culture is to make us more aware of how other lives people now are likely to have friends and around the world rather than one only in their own town. It has also made extended family closer and more in touch. Law of disruptions. Social, political, economical system change incrementally, but technology change exponentially. Our student and different today's more self-direct, better equipped to capture information, more reliant on feedback from peers, more reclines to collaborate, more oriented toward being their own education trend, features news and so on. Computer revolutions in medicine. Using computer was one of the most important technological changes in 21st century medicine. They become center of the medical care for 1950s. Computerized machines in hospital monitors patients continuously. They also enable insured and state-run health services to track patients' records on a massive scale. Imaging techniques such as MRI and PET were possible because faster computer could reconstruct images of the body. More diagnosis tests were developed because automated laboratory machines performs tests quickly and more accurately. Technology gathers information from many tools. In the information gathering, research, treatments, and the communications have been. Medicine provides new tools to work with and fresh ways to practice medicine. Our smartphone make us more smart. Think of the cell phone, which is not only a hub of telecommunication convergence, but also a remarkable number of devices all round into one gadgets, camera, video record, GPS, calculator, watch, alarm clock, music player, voice recorder, photo alarms, and library of the books, like a pluripotent stem cells. Today, many matters are embedded in the smartphone, then connect it to the wireless networks, and these tiny devices is a web surface, word processor, video player, translator, dictionaries, encyclopedia, and gateway to the world knowledge base. And by the way, it haven't text, email, and provide phone service. But now, picture this device loaded for medicine, capable of displaying all of one's vital signals in the real time, conducting laboratory analysis, sequencing parties of one genomes, or even acquiring ultrasounds images of one heart, abdomens, or urban body. New technologies are costlier than they worth it. New technologies often substitute for older technologies in the therapy of established patients, which we term the treatment substitute effect. The unit cost of the new technologies may be higher or lower than the cost of the older technologies they replace, but new technologies often bring health improvement, and this is a value higher. Why teachers need to change as we cannot compete the students? Knowledge that is acquiring under compulsory obtaining on hold on mind. Socrates, we should only make the students to think. Learners will need new literacies, social networking, privacy maintenance, identity management, creating content, organizing content, reusing and repurposing, filtering and selecting, self-presentation, trains literacy, self-learning things can wrong. I repeat what our students need today: social networking, privacy maintenance, identity management, creating content, organizing content, reusing and repurposing, filtering and selecting, self presentation, transliteracy, machine taking away human touch. Safety concern and the cost have limited their use. Technology has changed the relationship between patients and practitioners. Some historians and physicians argued machine made doctors poorer healers by encouraging them to focus only on the sick part of the body rather than carry for the patient as a whole. Are we teaching our student proper way? All too often we are giving young people cut floor when we should be teaching them to grow their own plants. What happened in the internet in a minute? Plant cannot skip doctors. The more and more people are using the internet to research their medical issues, while it is never a good idea to skip out of the doctor completely, the internet has made patients more empowered to make decisions about what to do next. Medical technologies are expanding. The use of technology in expanding into the business of the healthcare with the widespread adaptations of the electronic medical record, use of mobile devices and telemedicines, and the electronic exchange of health information. Nanotechnology is advancing all brand of medicine. Medical technology is going smaller. Nanotechnology is being developed in everything from drugs to implement the surgical tools. As we look to the future of the medicine and remark one of the innovations being discovered today, it is important to recognize and pay homage to the forward thinker that paved the way for modern medicine. What is the hospital of the tomorrow? But the most precious part of our existence, our health, has far been largely unaffected, insulted, and almost compromised from the digital revolution. But this is about to change. Medicine is about to go through its biggest shake up in history. Which advantage in technology? Doctors can now more effectively treat more disease, but there are now more disease to treat. In spite of the advanced technology, there is no substitute to the good teacher. Today, our medicine students are different from the past. Try technology as options. Why you are shy to learn from other around? Just listen to the podcast on many subjects. TED Talk, Science plus Medicine. Never got technology cannot replace doctor role in human. The first action should be to look at the patients, not the computer. The doctor team to return to each patient. Besides, at the day ends, I say do not go to a computer, go back to the room, sit down, listen to them, and do not look like you are in a hurry. You miss the fact. Never thinks you are old to learn technology. Scenario need to get out in the technology band on and become an integral part of the own healthcare and healthcare delivery. 80 is the new 60. More and more older adults now use computer, use internet, and two-thirds of the scenario using the internet have looked for health information online. We the humans are never old to learn the technology. What shall all said by few, we cannot survive without technology. Never forget the power of medicine lies on three principles: tender, loving, caring. For more architects of the internet on medicine, microbiology, and technology, visit me. Program created and everything, we have to be very much careful about everything. And most important thing is that we definitely has to be very much careful about our patients. Thank you everyone. If you have any kind of questions regarding these points, you can communicate with me. Thank you. Bye bye and take care.